Hello everyone, in this video I am going to show you how to take advantage of the transparency of drafting film to help with the tracing of the line drawing without having to put it on the actual drafting film. So this is quite out of focus. The drawing itself I've chosen to be very small for the sake of the time. This video is going to only be for 15 or maximum 30 minutes. So this is the setup. You have a plain piece of drafting film, which I'm gonna put there. And then you print your line drawing on a separate piece of paper. It can be like, this is just a copy paper, nothing special. So now I am going to just put my drafting film on the top of this, position it, and I use a magnet board, but if you want you can actually tape the top part of that. So now the beauty of this is that you can actually see your drawing, line drawing through the drafting film, and you can start doing your colored drawing without having to actually put it on the drafting film, because taking off the graphite from your drawing is always a challenge. Sometimes you can't get rid of it, and for a subject like what I'm going to do, which is this glass marble, it is important not to have any black lines around it, and especially for the shadow there is no line there. So it's good not to have to put your line drawing on your drawing surface. This is not possible if you have an opaque surface like a pastel matte or something like Strathmore vellum or any other smooth paper. But on drafting film you can do that. Right, so now I'm going to stop this video in a minute and zoom in so you can see my drawing. But before doing that, I just remembered that I show you this. So when you are drawing like this on drafting film, always put a blank card. This is a card, not a paper. It can be one of your smooth papers. It's important that it doesn't have any texture in it. Always put that next to you ready. Why? Because after you start drawing, when you want to actually see your drawing without the graphite line, you can put this underneath and your dry drawing disappear, and then you can take it out and carry on your drawing. This is just to check how your drawing is looking with the colors without the line drawing, without the graphite lines around it. So I'm going to put that next to this, and during my drawing you will see me, and I will tell you when I am going to put this blank card underneath. But because I am focused in, you would not be able to see the whole setting. So I just want you to know this is the card that I mean, and this is how I put it underneath. I just simply lift the bottom of the drafting film, put that underneath. That's it. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to start coloring this marble. So I have chosen only a few of Prismacolors because a handful. Normally I use a lot more. I will put all the list in the caption for this video. The reason that I have chosen Prismacolor is that this surface for this marble is a soft surface, and the best to do, the best pencil is a soft pencil for that. You don't need a sharp pencil. So you will see how well it works, that the actual line drawing is underneath. So, okay. I'm first going to go and do the this part. And I'm not going to take a long time. So this one is burnt ochre in Prismacolor. So I'm just going to use this. One of the advantages of this method to put the line drawing underneath is that you can actually use more details. You can copy more details in your line drawing than what you would do for the on another paper, because on pastel matte or smooth paper, if you put too much detail, sometimes you can't get rid of that line drawing, and when you need a soft edge, you can't achieve that, like on a face portrait. But with this method, you can actually do that. So I am just coloring this in with burnt ochre, and I'm just looking at the reference photo. Drafting film is not the best surface, in my opinion, for doing soft textures like this, because it does not blend the colors. But you can achieve, to some extent, you can achieve mixing the colors. And the key point in that is to use a very, very gentle pressure. So what I am planning to do is to use, with the same pencil, just changing the actual, the pressure, I am going to create different colors. So in here I had, I mean, it was very light pressure, but when I come here, I almost not touch the surface and just go and color this in, this part. And as I am approaching down here, it's good to put a layer, a small layer of white coming from down here upwards. And the way to mix colors on drafting film is to use this sort of hatching movements like that. I'm gonna have a complete video on mixing on mixing and blending pigments on drafting film, but why not? I just mentioned this here now as well. So it goes, I start from here, and then I let go, and then I use my other color, which was the burnt ochre, from top here coming down, and just let go at the end of my hatch or my stroke. So these two colors blend. What I want to achieve is a sort of beigey color down here, which I think I have. Then I can, after I put my first layer, I can go ahead and darken this some parts. So these parts of this drawing, this one is darker, the same color, just darker. So I just add another layer of the same color on the top. And as I did before, on this layer, I just start from this center, that is the darkest, and then let go as it goes down here. Very gentle. And towards the other end as well. Then I'm going to use a dark brown color just to do this edge, which goes, this tip is broken, so I'm gonna just sharpen it a little on a drafting film you don't need a sharp edge, but it's good to have a broken edge wouldn't work. So in a minute I'm going to show you how putting the white card underneath this drafting film would actually help, would show you your coloring without the line art. So this is dark brown. Just put in the line and then really gently expanding that darker color on the top of the orange that we put down with burnt ochre. The surface on drafting film gets saturated really quickly, but you can get about 10 layers with that. It's good if I can get this darkness slightly pushing inwards in that shape. Okay, so I think I'm happy with that, and now just watch the magic. So this is the card. I'm going to put it underneath my film, and look, so your line drawing disappears and you have a nice color without any edges. Taking that out, carrying it on. This is very good to check your drawing. So in here I have got two more orangey shapes that are darker inside and lighter outside. So it's darker closer to this S shape, and there's another one here. So I'm gonna just create those with my burnt ochre. And then go in with my dark brown just to make a separation between these two shapes, as I can see in the photo. This shape is mostly, I mean, down here it's green, so I'm going to make the edge as far as it's green with this. This is called Prussian green or Prussian green. So just do this edge green up and down here. And then for the rest of that, I'm going to use this very light blue, which is powder blue in Prismacolor, going on the top of that, the rest of this line, before I color it in. So now I'm going to start simply by making some like round hatches, open-ended round hatches that end in a very irregular or random places. Doing that is my first layer, then carrying it on with the second layer to darken the bottom part of that, but leaving the top part. For the top part, I'm gonna, when I do the rest of the blue, I'm gonna use the blue to go on the top here. And then down again, this would be another, the same as we did there, just making that green. Again, I'm gonna check this shape by putting my white card underneath the drafting film. So this is how it looks. Right, so before doing the blue, I'm gonna make sure that I am marking these highlights here with white. This is Prismacolor white. So I'm just going to create this highlighty shape. Probably you can't see it in the film, but you can see where I am doing it, so you can copy it if you want. There's a highlight there. Also, I'm gonna put a really solid white color in these two shapes because they have actually very sharp edges there. For here, we have another, we'll do another strategy later, so I'm just going to go on the top of these two shapes, make sure that it's covered and blocked with white. Okay, now using a middle range blue, this one is Mediterranean blue. I'm gonna just go in and start with this middle part, imagining that I am drawing on the surface of the marble, going in with very, very gentle strokes. Again, as you approach to this lighter part and this darker part, just do an open end hatching. So in here, we can color without stress and problem, but as we go up, it becomes less and less pressure. So middle is like a, I don't know, the more the hardest light pressure that you can, the top range of your light pressure, if there is anything like that. But as it goes to the sides, the pressure decreases even more. And I am going round, changing direction as I am imagining that I'm doing it on the surface of the marble. And as you can see, as I'm going on those parts that I just put some white on, it will stop me from putting any colors. So as I'm approaching this side, I'm gonna get the powder blue out again and do this part with powder blue first, going up and mixing with the slightly like mid-range blue that I used in the middle. Make sure you go and meet the next color because of this line that is in between. Sometimes we leave a gap there. This is going that way as well, mixing. And for the edge, I'm going to use the cobalt blue hue. So I'm just gonna go on the top of that, and there's a green part here, so I'm gonna just put that green in as well, just to make it more interesting. So like that. Again, just make sure that you leave in that slightly highlight area. The highlight in here is not white as that, so I can go on the top with my blue, just glaze on the top. So still I am making there is a like a line there, like a highlighty part. And then at the end of this little S shape, the green part is also blue. Blue extends to the top also and goes all the way to the top. And around this marble. This one is cobalt blue hue. Hue is this word, whatever it is one of the ones that I can't pronounce properly for some reason. Okay, so next I am going to use my a combination of one of these blues and the green to do this, to this middle part here. So with this Mediterranean blue, I'm gonna start from top here, coming down. With an open end hatch, with open end strokes. And then with green, doing the same, going to the top. In the middle, it's actually lighter, so it's good to put the lighter blue, which is the powder blue, in the middle to mix these two together. And this one's green. Okay, so I'm gonna check again with all my shapes, putting my dark, the solid card underneath, and it looks good. I can see there's a little gap between these two colors and the other two colors, so I'm gonna fill them up in a minute. So I get the green and make sure that this is actually, there is no gap there. I actually can do that while I have my card underneath, so I know where I'm going. Sorry about the noise. And with the blue here, just to make sure there is no gap. There is a little green edge is coming down. That's what I just did. Okay, and just going on the top there. I think you get the idea of this, so I'm gonna finish this quickly now, because we are already in our, I only have about 15, I think, minutes to, not 15, about 10 minutes to do this, to finish this. So put in this light, the Mediterranean blue, down, going round. Using a darker blue, which I've chosen. This is in Danthron blue. I'm gonna just create this little dot here, combination of that and a little white dot on the top. And in these two, again, with a lighter blue, which is the powder blue, I'm just creating that. Those don't have any shape, so I just put some colors down, and as I put my Mediterranean blue down, it just sits where it should do. Okay, so this part is finished. Down here is lighter, so again I'm going to use the powder blue to lighten it, put a base layer down before going on there with the Mediterranean blue. When you put a lighter color underneath, it will create a lighter color. Okay, now this part, let's start with a dark blue, which is Indantron blue. In here, on this edge, come into this shape. I'm gonna have to use some black on the top of this in a minute, but for the sake of the edges that are disappearing into the lighter parts, it's good to use a dark blue here, and then going out like that. Again, open end hatches going on the top. Stop in here, and there is a dark part. All of these have got like a hazy edge, so don't put a bulk of color. Between the two shades here, we have a dark blue. Also, we have a dark blue there. Can you see how much details I could actually use in my line drawing, because I could take advantage of this transparent method. So I'm going like that, and then expanding the color to the edge. Okay, so I'm gonna get my second, well, before anything, let's make this highlight with white. There is a blob of white here, but as it comes out, I use the again open hatching. Make sure that your white doesn't get dirty. Then I'm gonna go in with Mediterranean blue in here, mixing it with the other color, going around the white, and then the other side. And going around this edge as well, between these colors, and on the top there. Again with the darker blue, which is, I mean, this is our darkest, and in then trend blue, which is a very bright blue, despite it being dark. I'm gonna just go glaze on the top of these, some parts and edges that are darker. Okay, and also on this edge, make sure that this is actually dark. I like this better than the cobalt blue we used before, but it's a bit too dark for some parts. Okay, and going in with white again. Oh, this white getting dirty all the time. Make sure that it doesn't transfer the actual blue to the white, which it did a little, but for the sake of this tutorial, I think that's fine. Now I'm gonna just get my black, which is nearly finished, and just darken this part that is really dark. On the top is just a line, and as I come down here, I just glaze and again use the open round hatches or strokes to darken this. A little bit of this black in here too. Okay, now again for the shadow, let's just check this one more time and see how it looks. Wow, okay, that's good. I need to tidy up the around the marble in a minute, because it's got a bit of a it's gone out of the line, because it's such a small part and I can't really see it summit. So this is my indantron blue again. So I'm just going to start with the edge here, putting the color down confidently on the top, but as I'm coming down here, I let go of my hatches to be able to mix it with the next color. This shadow doesn't have any edges, so we need to make sure that there is no edges or lines between the colors. So when we are here, it doesn't matter, but as we approach down here, it just goes like that. Then it replaces with a lighter blue. I'm gonna get the cobalt blue out again. This is cobalt blue hue, and just doing this part. I'm gonna go ahead and do the white in the middle before putting any blue in, nothing like that happens. So the middle part of this blob is very white. This is highlighty, and as it comes out, it is less intense. I'm doing this very, very quickly. Otherwise, if I was doing it on my own, for my own project, I would take a longer time, make sure that my strokes are very unique. But this was mainly to show you how to use this transparent method. I'm gonna just come out of that. Drag the color out like that. You can't really drag the color on drafting film. So I'm coming like that on the next area. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the next blue, which is the powder blue, around the white. I'm hardly touching the paper. And then carrying on with my next blue. I could have brought in a purple color for around here, but I mean, it doesn't matter. This is Mediterranean blue coming out. So mixing with the other colors just to make this gradation. Make a nice transition between the colors. Okay. And then going up, mixing with the other blues, and making sure that this is actually coming out, not staying as a solid round shape. So I am going to just make sure that it is coming out very, very gently. In a minute, when I put my white card underneath, you can see how hopefully how good this highlight will look. At the moment we have all the lines around it, so it's just not nice. Okay, all right, so now I'm gonna put this underneath to see how it looks. There you go. So now, in order to just fix that underneath, because I'm gonna make the transition while I don't have any lines here. So this one again is Indantrian blue. So again, just glazing on the top of the other color. Making sure there is no gap between the marble and the shadow. If you use these circular movements and then just decrease your pressure, it will actually mix with the next colors quite nicely. Out of all the subjects, this is the hardest I could have chosen for this exercise, but well, you've got to deal with this anyway, with soft subjects on drafting film. Okay, and then I'm gonna get the black in and make sure that the parts that are very dark, this is like a shadow of this. This is black. And then as it comes out, it becomes diffused in other colors. And then getting the Indentrian blue, just going to make sure that I have a transition, good transition here. Moving on to Mediterranean blue. And in this part I can see that it is slightly darker. So I'm just going to darken this part. Maybe I should use the Indentrian, the cobalt blue hue, but I need to be very gentle. Just put in a little bit of impression of a darker shadow here. It's better to do it in few layers rather than going in with full pressure. This is the darkest part, so I'm gonna concentrate on this. I think we've gone above 30 minutes, but that's fine. And going back in with the Mediterranean blue to make sure that these parts are actually going inside, because the only part that is really white is just this part. So, okay. And then now I'm gonna sharpen my cobalt blue hue and just go around this marble. And tidy up. I mean, you could do this with a Tombow eraser as well, if it's gone too far out. But you know, I think it's fine just like that. Okay. I think I just went out again that way. I have to make sure before I take a picture I take that out. There you go. All right, so with the lines, without the lines, with the lines, without the lines, and that is the magic of drafting film. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching.